Earlier today, the official Obi Wan Kenobi Twitter account says the following: "Thank you to the best fans in the galaxy for making Obi Wan Kenobi the most watched Disney Plus original series premiere globally to date, based on hours streamed in an opening weekend." Be careful, folks. They're trying to pull a fast one on you. We're going to talk about it. In fact, it harkens back to something that I predicted to a T back on April 1st of this year when the Obi Wan Kenobi series changed its release schedule. We're going to talk about that and the fact that Netflix didn't give them but about an hour's worth of sunshine with that one before they dropped the hammer on them. Meep, meep. Renegade Online. Well, welcome back, folks. Another great day here at Valliant Renegade. It's good to see everybody out there again. And if you're like one of the many folks watching this video that are not yet subscribed, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, share this sucker out on the social medias, and of course, do leave a comment before you head out the door today. I'm going to get into this because this is pretty much exactly what I talked about on April 1st. You can go back and find that video about why Disney moved Obi Wan Kenobi to the Netflix Stranger Things release date and why they added a second episode. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version of it. Basically, what I said was the reason they were doing this, they knew they were going to have to go head-to-head with Stranger Things Season 4, which was going to be a mega hit. It was going to suck all of the oxygen out of the room. But one of the things that the Walt Disney Company wanted to make sure they did was have a really good showing for their watch time, because that is what Nielsen is measuring. Nielsen measures watch minutes or watch hours, but they usually report it as watch minutes. We've talked about this plenty here on this channel, and I said one of the things that they're going to try to do with Obi-Wan with this move is to load the box with as much watch time as possible on the premiere weekend to bang away at those metrics. And sure enough, they confirmed everything I said today with one tweet. And there it is, the key phrase: the most watched original series premiere globally, not US or domestic, but globally, based on hours streamed in an opening weekend. Hours streamed. Now, I want you to stop and think about that for a second, because Disney didn't actually give us any real data there. They just said it was the biggest thing that they'd had, the most watched in terms of hours on a global scale. Now, let's start with the fact that Disney Plus has grown some 50 million global subscribers in the past year, mostly in international territories, India being the biggest market. So there's a lot more people out there. There's a lot more eyeballs to watch than, say, the very last season that we had of The Mandalorian back when Luke Skywalker came back. They've had a good bit of international growth since then. But the other thing that you need to take into account is that the average Disney Plus premiere original series show is generally about 45 minutes long. Some of them in the 30s, some of them a bit higher. But in the case of The Mandalorian, the first episode of Mandalorian Season 1 was 39 minutes. The first episode of The Mandalorian Season 2 was about 50 minutes. The Marvel series have all tended to come in around that same mark. But they loaded 2 episodes of Obi Wan Kenobi for a total of almost 100 minutes of runtime. That's right, I'll say it again. They loaded the first 2 episodes of Obi Wan Kenobi to get a total of 100 minutes of runtime, almost double the amount of the largest, closest competitor that they've had on Disney Plus to this point. So it's not that far of a stretch for them to say that they had the most watch hours of any premiere ever, trying to show that Obi Wan Kenobi is actually performing likely much better than it really is. Think about this for a second. Compared to The Mandalorian Season 2, that ran at 50 minutes, almost exactly one half the runtime of Obi-Wan's premiere. That means that if Obi-Wan only got half the amount of eyeballs watching both episodes this weekend that Mando Season 2 did, it would be on par in terms of watch time. If Obi-Wan Kenobi got 60% of the number of eyeballs watching both episodes to their completion this weekend, it would beat Mando Season 2. That's how simplistic and ridiculous this metric is, because without any actual data, this statement from Disney about Obi-Wan being the biggest premiere really means nothing. And then, just to bang it home, Netflix had to come in and put the Walt Disney Company, Disney Plus, Star Wars, and Obi-Wan Kenobi on full blast. Disney didn't even enjoy an hour, I believe, with that tweet before this article dropped in The Hollywood Reporter. Stranger Things smashes Netflix's opening weekend viewing record. The show's 4th season tops Bridgerton Season 2 for the best premiere for an English language series in the streamer's internal measurement. And just what is that internal measurement? Why, it's watch hours, the same measurement that Disney is alleging to report with Obi-Wan Kenobi's record-busting weekend for Disney Plus on a global scale. From the article from Hollywood Reporter, Netflix viewers spent a lot of time with Stranger Things' supersized 4th season over the weekend, a record-setting amount, in fact. According to Netflix's internal measurement, Stranger Things racked up 286.79 million hours of viewing time worldwide from May 25 through May 27. That blows past the previous record holder, Season 2 of Bridgerton, which had 193 million hours of watch time over its opening weekend in March. Bridgerton went on to claim the title of Netflix's most-watched English-language series of all time over its first 28 days, with 656.26 million hours. So that will be the metric for Stranger Things to beat over its first 28 days, and I don't think it will have a lick of trouble doing that. So Netflix actually gave us real data. They gave us specific numbers, 286 plus million watch hours. Now, I know what you're thinking. Stranger Things is 7 episodes, and they all run over an hour long, and you are correct. And of course, The Mandalorian is only 100 minutes, so how do they really stack up to one another? Well, we can figure out actual viewership to a minimum degree with Netflix Stranger Things 4 because of the data they've given us. Let's talk about how. Number one, you take your 286 million watch hours, you multiply that by 60 minutes to an hour. When you get that number, you then divide it by 560 minutes, which is the total runtime of all 7 episodes currently available for Stranger Things Season 4. And that gives us a figure of 30.7 million views globally for this, at a minimum. And what I mean by minimum is, of course, our calculation factors that every pair of eyeballs that watched Stranger Things 4 this weekend binged it to completion, meaning they watched all 560 hours, or 560 minutes rather. Now, of course, that's highly unrealistic. But if we take that same calculation of watch hours and assume that the average viewer only binged half of the entire season, that means that watch hour figure would translate into a viewership of 60 million or 61 million global viewers. I don't think Obi-Wan Kenobi has come anywhere close. So this is how you can get the data to go apples to apples. That is, of course, if Disney actually releases real figures, which they haven't yet. And I doubt at this point that they're going to, after Netflix just crushed them with data. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, share this sucker out on the social medias, and until next time, take care.